Hello, my absolutely beautiful Libra friends, and welcome to your horoscope for November of 2023. We're Libra this month. We've got Saturn coming direct in the energy of Pisces, Venus moving into your sign. I'm really actually very, very excited about the first few weeks of November in general because we still have all of the personal planets in direct motion. Nothing is in a shadow time or anything like that until November 25th. So there is this energy in the first portion of the month of, yes, it's okay to use that magnetic, beautiful Venusian energy that you have to bring opportunities to yourself, but also to demonstrate where you're going to apply some discipline to have what it is that you'd like to have next, especially in terms of things like your daily routine and how that impacts your finances. So lots happening this month, a mouthful to be talking about. So we want to make sure we get in here and get going. Okay, right at the beginning of the month, Libra, first of all, on the 4th, we've got Saturn coming direct in the energy of Pisces. Now, Saturn is coming direct at 0 degrees of Pisces, and it went retrograde June 17th at 17 degrees of Pisces. So in these particular areas in your chart, Libra, which is lighting up the 6th house space, I want you to go back actually into March of 2023. So March of this year, when Saturn moved into Pisces at 0 degrees. What started coming up for you? Because at that time, Saturn was highlighting something for you in your health, your wellness, your daily routines, your pets, right? These daily mundane tasks, things at work, if you're a freelance person, maybe projects and things like that, where you were needing to tighten that belt just a little bit, right? It's like Saturn really delivers for you when you demonstrate that you have the right structure to let the energy flow through it. And or you destroy or dissolve Pisces, a structure that's not working there. Now, Saturn in Pisces, we've been talking about this all year, is where you have to stop talking about it and you have to go be about it. You know what I mean? So what is it in your daily routine or your health and your wellness, Libra, that really has come to your attention where you're like, yeah, I need to put some, not restrictions, but I need to put some discipline here so that I can have the daily routine, the work, the health, the pets, the caretakers in my life that I really want and need? This is a big question that's been asked there. Now, as Saturn is direct, however, we have this opportunity to experience the energy beginning to move forward also in our society. Okay, so what this means is essentially that, first of all, because Saturn is getting back to this 0 degree placement, which is an anaretic degree, it is energetically really sound. It's really concentrated there. Okay, so since the retrograde started and there were the new strategies and the looking at structures of this 6th house area of your life and your intuition is kicking in, it's like, okay, wait, intuitively, what do I need to stop talking about and I need to be about here in order to make this area of my life really make a lot of sense? So this is what has been pulling in to your attention, but also in the societies that we live in, where your intuition has been wanting to take you. There's more space in the world as well. So prime example, if you thought, I don't want to do this job or this work anymore, and I think I really want to be an astrologer, I want to be a content creator. I'm trying to use a real world example for you. The world, our communities, the tax system, they've all gotten prepared to welcome a structure and a space for you to be able to do that work. So even your creative inspirations around this area of your life are going to be more supported at this particular time. So after the 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th of this month, you can really enjoy the energy of starting to put your intuition and some structure together. But remember, it's really discipline that allows us a little bit of freedom, okay? When we get to the 8th, we see Venus entering into your sign, coming into domicile, which is very comfortable. And when Venus comes home into your first house, First of all, the thing that happens is because you're a Venusian energy anyways, you become incredibly magnetic, right? You're just like magnetizing people, places, and things to you, or you have the opportunity to be able to do that. And this is great because, first of all, we've also got the nodes traveling through your sign. We've got the South Node over there, Libra. So truly, in terms of like your future and partnerships that you have in your life, where are you seeing that you're willing to shed some of them? But in shedding them, you're able to attract new ones that are a better fit to your life. Or where are you feeling like you have the understanding that you're like, yeah, in order to have this particular kind of partnership or relation in my life, I need to shed these kinds of behaviors or beliefs or something like that. So in short, I really think that Venus here really, first of all, makes you magnetic, but it makes you willing to see what you need to shed in order to get in the direction of something that you want. But I absolutely love this energy because it also makes working with other people, it makes doing things like commitment or long-term projects usually very, very pleasurable. So absolutely enjoy that. Now, Venus is also a vibration of money. Venus is a vibe, right? That's what my kids say. Venus is a vibration of money as well. So as Venus is in your sign, if you are working on something or you're trying to put yourself out there, this is a wonderful vibration to be able to attract that in. Now, when we get to November 10th, we see Mercury entering into the energy of Sagittarius. And later in the month, we're also going to see that the Sun and Mars join over here. But on the 10th, when we get Mercury into the energy of Sagittarius, we've got the small-minded, small detail-minded planet moving into a big, let's go, see more, go higher, go further, the archer, the centaur kind of sign. So as we've got this mercurial energy happening here, I think that it's a time to, first of all, really lean into any creative impulse that you have. This lights up your third house space, so maximize where you need to communicate, whether that's signing contracts, buying something, making a deal, putting something out for sale, going to a class, teaching a class, whatever it is. There are these big concepts and these big ideas where you're ready to get into the details of knowing more about it. And that Sagittarius vibration will help you get out there and do it. And it's absolutely delicious because when we move to the zone of Sagittarius, it's not just the pleasure of knowing things. It's knowing and acquiring or sharing information because it actually soothes your soul and takes the truths that you hold about yourself and the world around you to a whole new level. On the 13th, we have got a new moon happening in the energy of Scorpio, and this moon, I think, is loaded with not only potential, but exploration as well, because this particular moon is conjunct Mars, which is fine because this is a Scorpio moon, so it's one of its ruling planets, and it's also opposing Uranus, which gives us this fantastic indicator right away that yes, at 20 degrees of Scorpio in your chart, plant your seeds of intention because this is a new moon. It is opening. You're open for, new things, especially financially for you, Libra. So new ideas around your money, new ideas about how you can pivot. Maybe you had an initial plan to do this with your money, but now this Uranian influence is also helping you see that it's like, oh, well, wait a minute. I need to pivot here. I need to look back over this last 6 months of my life and say, okay, oh, wait a minute. This didn't just unfold. This happened for my benefit. And now I can click in and I can assess if this is the right thing to do with my finances, with my relationships. Because the second house is not just money and relationships. It's your self-worth. It's your value. It's your lifestyle, right? Can you afford your lifestyle, or do you need new streams of income to support your lifestyle? Do you need new streams of belief and worth to support your lifestyle? How are you taking yourself out creatively to make money? Well, I think that this particular new moon on the 13th is going to signal this opportunity where you can pivot and create a potential opportunity for more income to come your way. Now, Uranus is in that 8th house, right? So it's a little bit, there's a little something there. So I'm mindful with Uranus being over in the 8th in the opposition to this particular moon to just pay attention to if there is something that is going to be a major expense or something, creeps up where it's like, oh, I didn't necessarily plan for that. But if that happens, I also want you to keep in mind that more moments like this is a really good Uranian influence for you, Libra, because it's like, okay, I want you to be prepared. I want you to have that, $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 savings in case there is something in an emergency that pops up so that Libra is able to navigate the situation. Okay, so lots to be looking at there. The last thing I want to say about this, because this is really tickling me in the back of my little neck here, is that in order to go down this new road and this new path, Libra, I think that you're being asked to, Uranus, be truly flexible and be truly willing to have a different approach, and maybe it is really a revolutionary new approach to how you've been doing life, thinking about life or something like that. Because it's like, if you don't get a new perspective, that new road is simply not going to be open to you, or it'll be open and you have to fight your way through it, as opposed to swimming with the stream. You're kind of going against it, okay? All right, on the 22nd, we've got the sun entering into the energy of Sagittarius. Again, this lights up your third house space, and on the 24th, we're going to welcome Mars into there. So now we've got sun, we've got Mars, we've got Mercury. The whole crew is hyping you up over in the third house. So a great time to be studying something and communicating whatever this needs to be for you. Teaching something, writing that book, working on that website. Any one of these things is going to be very much so in your favor. And because they all come with this Sagittarian vibration that is the archer and wants to see more and wants to know more, this can be absolutely in your favor. Now, to close out this month, on November 27th, we've got a full moon happening at 4 degrees of Gemini, lighting up your 9th house space. So this particular full moon, like all full moons, is going to ask us to end something, acknowledge something, or to make an adjustment to something short-term that we were planning, okay? Now, this particular moon is going to also be in collaboration with Mars, the sun, and that's going to square over to Saturn. So one of the first things that comes to my mind is that the 9th house being, publishing, marketing, broadcasting, putting anything out there where you're sharing a belief or you're learning about a belief structure or something like that, or you're going someplace where a belief structure is different than yours, right? So this can be a time where you are needing to do that. You're needing to put yourself out there in some way around that. And there's a little bit of confusion, right? It's like, well, wait a minute. I don't understand exactly what's happening here. I feel like I'm juggling energy here almost, or I'm hearing this information over here, but I'm also hearing this information over here. So it's really like there's a block in here. Okay. So at this full moon, if this is what's popping up for you and you're feeling like, hold on, there are definitely two different pieces of information happening here. Remember that this is a full moon in a mutable sign. So where can you find the sweet spot in the middle, right? Where can you find where it's like, okay, all right, we just need to find, I need to find some place, the sweet spot in the middle that I can work from, because there's a lot of information going on and I'm not sure exactly which is correct. So I need to go ahead and just maybe even make a short-term plan instead of investing at this particular full moon in the whole long-term game. You're like, okay, my 5-month projection on what I would like to achieve from this 9th house is this. Or let's say that you were for some reason in a legal situation, or you're getting divorced, or you're getting married, whatever the legal implication is here, find the sweet spot in the middle. Just find the sweet spot in the middle, because as we move to December's energy, there is so much to indicate that there's a more open-mindedness. There's a different level of clarity that becomes available to us, which is really interesting, because we'll also begin to experience the Mercury retrograde in December, but that's going to be really hopeful to us. So this month, stay flexible, use the magnetism that you have to your favor, and just know at this particular moon and over the next couple weeks, if there's roadblocks in the way, find the sweet spot in the middle, okay? And before we close this out, I just want to say this. November 25th begins the Mercury retrograde shadow time, and that's going to be starting at 22 degrees of Sagittarius. Now, December 13th, we're going to actually take the retrograde at 13 degrees of Capricorn, okay? We'll discuss this more in the December forecast. However, this month, I want you to take note that between 22 degrees of Sagittarius and 13 degrees of Capricorn is where we're going to do our work. So start paying attention to what's coming up for you around November 25th, because this is going to be the area of engagement as we definitely work on this until the end of January. All right, my beautiful Libra friends, I hope you have a gorgeous month. Please like this video, comment, share, subscribe, and I'll see you next month.